and welcome back to my channel. I have exciting news. This is going to be a series that I'm going to be talking about on how to develop your skill. And if you know anything about me, I'm passionate about skills development. So all I'll be doing here, I'll be showing you how I used to do my makeup and how I'm actually doing my makeup right now, how I have improved. We are basically applying the 10,000 hours rule that do something so many times until you can't do it wrong. So we're going to be visiting some of my previous looks, like how I used to do cut crease. All of you call me cut crease queen. You don't know how I used to do my cut crease, but you're going to see it. So today this is the look that I chose for me to actually redo, and tell me what you think. Then if there's any look that you think I should revisit, you are not happy with, this is the perfect time to do so. And if you are getting discouraged about, you know what, I've been trying to do something for a very long time and I can't, or you think, you know, you've reached your high level of creativity, may these videos be an encouragement to you that we never stop learning. We are continuously growing, we are continuously learning, we are continuously developing ourselves, so you can still go to the next level. So I can't wait to see how you guys do.
For a perfect look, you need to prep your skin very well. And number one thing, always make sure that your skin is clean and flawless. So I cleansed my skin using the micellar water. I went on to apply my moisturizer, which right here I use the Release moisturizer. It's good for all skin types actually, whether dry or oily or combination or normal. I think I forgot to record the part where I applied the primer, I applied the sunscreen as well, because I love to take care of my skin. I don't want to put my skin under pressure because of makeup. And I'm starting with my eyebrows, which is something that I've always done even back there, because I love creative makeup looks, eyeshadow looks. So just to avoid to deal with any fallout after having done my face, I always have to start with my eyes, and I find it safe and quicker for me. I do the face first at times, but I always prefer doing my eyes first. And now I'm doing my eyebrows, and I'm doing using the Essence number 2 pencil, and I laid down my eyebrows using my eyelash glue, because wow, my eyebrow gel is finished, so I had to improvise. So this helps my eyebrows to last longer. They're not gonna move or become runny. So that's a thing that I also changed from how I used to do my eyebrows. And I'm highlighting my eyebrows. At the bottom part, I used my favorite concealer shade of all time, which is the one from LA Girl in the shade Fawn. And the top part of my brow, I used the foundation from Cryoline in the shade D1314 LL, which is more or less the shade of my skin. And I went into base in with the concealer, and I'm using the Pillow Waist concealer that I started using about 4 years ago, and I haven't looked back because it works perfectly. It doesn't move, it doesn't create creasing. And I'm going in with my face highlighter, which is a yellow, and my favorite since then until now, because I think it highlights the skin so much better. And I'm going in now with my like an orangey or burgundy shade right at the crease of my eye. And this is something different than what I used to do, focusing right on the crease of the eye, than how my previous crease used to look like, because it was very low, and it defeated the purpose of how I was doing the crease in that way, because the crease is supposed to open your eye or create a crease, you know, from your natural crease, because sometimes our natural crease are very lower. That's why the fold is very low as well. And then now when I have placed the shade that I want, the darkest shade that I want, I'm gonna go blend it out between the yellow and that shade. So I went in with an orange just to build up that transition, and that's how you blend. Actually, just go right in between where these colors are meeting and start blending out. And then now I consistently do this until I feel like the transition, I don't see where the color starts and where the color ends. So this is like a back and forth until you have that right transitioning until you are happy. And I went in, I think, with a lighter shade of something that looked like pink, just to get the transition very well. And then now I'm cutting my crease, still using the Pillow Whisk concealer in the shade Canvas, and I'm focusing on the crease or where my eyeball ends, so that I open up my eye a bit more. And this really is an important step where it's a make or break. If you're a beginner and doing cut crease, I will suggest that you start very low and go high, because when you start high, there is no going back. And I feel like here I went higher than I wanted, or I covered the shades of my transition. But there's a trick and that I use to correct that, and I'm doing the same thing on the other eye. You have to exercise patience, and this is very difficult to do when you're doing a client who moves around a lot. Your crease will end up just looking not as straight, because when they move, they change where the flow or the transitioning of that cut crease. And when I'm done, I blend out so that there is no patches, so that there is no area that is not flawlessly blended, because that will create the inconsistency in my eyeshadow. Now I'm going back just to fill it in, and I'm starting to blend it out with a purple, because that look at a purple and an orange, a yellow, and a little bit of a touch of a blue. When I feel like I'm happy with that shade, trust me, I've done a bit of cut crease on this one, because I think my setup was wrong, because I think the mirror was foul, so I could barely see nicely what I was doing. But I'm just happy with it, and I know I'll get my setup very much better, and you guys will see clearly. And I'm going in with a purple shade and going in with a yellow and orange, just to get the transitioning pretty well. Someone asked me, how do I pick the colors that I pick? It's all about what's working. It's all about what's blending together. There's no way you can move from a yellow to a black. There must be transition shades in between that will make you reach black. So that's what I'm using here. Like, are these colors close to each other? They're blending. What's the mix of colors? We can get inspiration from different things, from the sunset, sunrise, from the flowers, because God is such a creative God. So when you look at nature, you really can get inspiration on the shades that you want to apply. And I went in with a yellow, and I also went in with a neon yellow that I feel like just brought a different pop on the color. I was really tempted to apply glitter. I was like, you know what, I'm probably gonna do it next time, because it must shimmer, it must shine, it must be glitz and glam. So I really appreciated that I held myself together. Then I'm going in with a liquid liner, and I'm still using the one from Essence. And this liquid liner really transitions so easily. I've used it back then, I'm still using it now. It's one of those things that I say to myself, if it is working, why change it, And I went on to clean my eyelashes before applying lashes, and I was trying to look for eyelashes that were not too long, so that my eye is visible. And if you look at the picture back then, I did not put eyelashes, because at that time I could not apply eyelashes. So this is an encouragement to someone who you're thinking, you know what, I'm failing, I can't do this thing, I've been trying it so many times. Will I ever get it? I am a perfect example for that. And because I'm self-taught, I had to figure out on how it is applied, and now I can. So don't stop trying, don't stop learning, don't give up. And now I'm going in with my favorite foundation, the one from Cryo, and many reasons why I love this foundation after trying out so many foundation. It's hypoallergenic, it's waterproof, there's a lasting effect. You can do 12 to 24 hours. It applies easily, and it's very light on the skin. You don't have to apply so much for coverage. I don't have to apply a color corrector or have so many layers. It does the job well. I'm going in with my face highlighter, and I'm using the highlighter from LA Girl in the shade Fawn. And it's my favorite shade actually. When I'm going for that everyday natural look, this is the highlighter shade that I use, and I'm good to go. and I have a new love, a fresh love for blush. Like, how do we leave the house without a blush? And I love my shades between an orangey to a reddish kind of shade, and I'm now blending out with a beauty blender for that flawless transition. And I'm now blending my highlighter under eye. Be very patient with this process. You don't want patches, you don't want your product to move as well. And when I feel like I'm happy with that, because I really did want my under eye to be highlighted, I went in with a lighter concealer from Nubian in the shade 403, and just focusing right under eye and then the bridge of my nose. And while that is happening, making sure that I contour and sculpt my rest of the face. And I used powder. I was using the Mirac in the shade Mahogany, and now contouring my nose. And I'm using foundation here from Kryolan in the shade Day 16. Now, after leaving that concealer to sit and set for a while, I'm going in to blend it, and you wanna have to dab and leave it to rest for a while so that it doesn't move. Your eyes will be highlighted well, especially if you're going for a more dramatic look. I went in to blend and bake, and I used the Mirac powder in the shade Mahogany. Now just blending out those harsh lines, blending out the blush. I don't like to leave it, without blended as a cream product. If you don't do that, it'll move by end of the day. So that's why I had to blend it, and I'm gonna go with the powder blush on top of that. Guys, did you see that highlighter? It is blinding the enemy. The enemy shall not come close to you when you put that highlighter. And because I had applied blue that I didn't apply on the eyeshadow, you might not see it here clearly, but I did apply it on the under eyes. It was coming out so beautifully. And while this my highlighter baking is still going on, I'm gonna do my leaves with my favorite brown eyebrow pencil in the shade 545, if not mistaken, from L'Oreal. Unfortunately, it looks like they are discontinuing it, but story for another day. And I go in with my Nubian nude lipstick in the shade Adele, just blending it out, making sure I transition. I like to keep my top lip slightly darker than my bottom lip. That's just a preference. That's something that I just like to do. And then now just making sure my tear duct, highlighting it a little bit of shimmer, not much, a little bit of shimmer. So I allow my face to bake for a while because I have oily skin, and I feel like I want it to absorb any excess oil. Now putting on setting spray so that my product doesn't move, and I'm using the Kryolan setting spray. And listen, girl is ready to go to church. Anyway, guys, this is the final look. I think I'm gonna recreate this look with a better setup, and please let me know what you think, and see you on next time. Bye.